Hey there, everybody. Just a Shane Cannon here with another live video here. So today, I thought maybe perhaps I do something a little bit fun, do something a little bit different, a little bit interesting. Now, if you guys have seen any of my videos, I once did a video of how to build my character Connor Graves. It's from the game For Honor. So I figured perhaps why don't I do something a little bit different, something a little bit similar to that, but from a different game and standpoint. And so therefore, today I have decided to do a how to build video, but this one is in Ghost Recon Wildlands. So I'm going to show you guys how to make your character look like the members of the Sentinel Commandos. Now I want to try and give them just a little bit of some extra details, a little bit into this. But when it comes to building the character specifically, this one should be rather easy for you guys. If you have everything that you need for this, well then, hey, you should be good to go. But if not, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's still free for use. So anyways, with that there being said, this, of course, is my character here, the main character. So let's go ahead and go straight on with the details of how you dress up as all different variants of the Sentinel Commandos. So we have the regular Commandos, the Sentinel Medics, Sentinel Heavy Trooper, Sentinel Marksman or Sniper. Then you have your Elite Sentinel Commandos, Elite Sentinel Navy Commandos, the Sentinel Marines, the Sentinel Pilots, the Sentinel Shadows, and finally the Sentinel Stormtroopers. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the first one, which is your regular common infantryman, the Sentinel Commandos, the original. So for this particular one, what you are going to need the wind blocker jacket, and you're going to need to be colored in black. Now since these are the regular commandos, not the elite commandos, these are your regular commandos. So with your regular commandos, you can choose either the 5.11 VTAC LBE Tactical Vest, the TacTech Plate Carrier, or your IBAs. The regular Sentinel Commandos would wear one of these three different vests. But for this particular one, we'll go with the TacTech Plate Carrier. And this one, of course, is also in black, but it's going to be the multicam black. It's going to be the multicam black, just to get some degree of camouflage in there instead of just a solid color. Now, as for pants, you can choose between the 5.11 tactical or the cargo pants. I, of course, prefer cargo pants B, which again is in color black. Now, as for shoes, you could choose either hiking shoes, combat boots, or commando shoes. But the regular infantrymen are issued with combat boots. Now, of course, since this one here is a regular commando, no ghillie suits, no ghillie pants, none like that. Now, for eyewear, this is really important. Eyewear is primarily suited for just your regular commandos and other soldiers. It is not meant for the elite commandos. So, something to keep in mind. So your regular commandos would often be seen wearing the Oakley SI straight jacket glasses. Nothing in the face, but he would wear their headgear. They would mainly wear the wing nut helmet which you can get at either at tier 45 or tier 40, one of those. But you have to be at least tier 40 to get this helmet. But if you don't have this helmet, the covered ACH, or any of the fast helmets with night vision goggles, either one of those will work too. But if you want accuracy, you want the wing nut on helmet. And of course, you would have, now since these are of course regular troopers, you could choose either headset that you want, either headset C, headset B, or headset A. But for me, in personal preferences, you want headset C. But again, this is just personal preference. Now, as for the handwear, you can choose either the Oakley Pilot gloves, the Kevlar gloves, fingerless Kevlar, or the Nomex Kevlar. But of course, in tie-in and with the original military, it would still stand out. You want Oakley Pilot. Again, it's in black. All of their clothes and backpack included will all be in black. Now as for the backpack, you want something a little bit big. You could use either the 5.11 Rush 24, the All Hazards Prime Pack, or the Rush 72 pack. But with regular infantry, they would primarily wear the Rush 24 backpack in multicam black, or if you want to just go with regular black, but you need to have at least some degree of camouflage in there. And as for the patches, well, they really don't wear any patches. I'm just kidding. You would want the Commando skull patch, which will be under the military tag. And there you go. That, of course, is the set for... Oh, one last thing before I forget. Now, it also involves the weapons. Weapons are, of course, important as well, because depending on what your main primary weapon is, the details of the vest will change. And as you can see, it has all the PMAG magazines, which means the primary weapon, of course, is an assault rifle. Which, of course, is something I will also go into the details with next. Now, the Sentinel, the regular Commandos, would be issued with either the AK-12 assault rifle, the AUG A3 assault rifle, the 805 Brent A2, Remington R5 RGP, the M4A1, the FN Scar H or Mark 17, the ACR, the FAL, the M16, or the G36C. And the secondary weapon, personal preference. But when it comes to pistols, we primarily use the 1911 oven. But there will become a few to use either the SIG P227 pistol. But most, if not all, regular commando units would have the M1911. Now, if you wanted to customize it, again, totally up to you. So now on the second one, of course, are the Sentinel Medics, which are basically almost the same as your regular infantry commandos, but they're a little bit different, though. They are a little bit different. Not so much in terms of clothes, but in terms of accessories. So they would still have their eyewear, but their helmet would be different, actually. They would actually wear the surgeon helmet because after all, these are medics or corpsmen. Now, with the surgeon helmet, you really cannot use a headset on there because it conflicts with it. So you're stuck with the earpiece, but it still works just as good. Now, as for handwear, handwear is completely different because they will actually be originally issued with surgical gloves, but I don't have those. If you have surgical gloves, that's great. But until then, if you don't, it's best you just stay with the surgeon gloves. And just with the surgeon gloves. And for a backpack, they would wear, of course, the surgeon backpack. Because you could tell because it has the defibrillators on its back. Simple, right? Now, but here is rather something interesting, though. Here's something rather interesting. The patch for the Sentinel medics are actually going to be different. They're going to be different. Let's see here. And so the best thing I can see here is the antique shield, which has that little cross on there. Yeah, but if you can find something else that closely resembles the cross, hey, that's fine. But until then, antique shield is worth the best. But 9 times out of 10, you would often see them wearing still with the commando skull patch. Now in terms of weapons, since these are medics, now I know that most of the medics don't really carry any weapons per se, but these Sentinel Commandos, they're not your average soldiers. Even medics need some kind of a weapon to properly defend themselves, which of course is why we give an option of submachine guns, which would be either the MP5, the P90, the Bison, or PP19, MP7, 6R MPX, the 9mm C1, the Scorpion, or the UMP45. But for this particular one, go with the UMP45. And of course, as you can see, the appearance of the vest changed. Instead of carrying assault rifle magazines, they now carry submachine gun magazines. So there you go. That there's the Sentinel medic. But not to worry, if you guys ever do get confused or anything like that, just feel free to comment down below up to what part goes to what, and I'll be more than happy to go into explanations. Okay, so now it's time to go for one of the big boys, the Sentinel Heavy Trooper. Now, the Heavy Trooper is going to be different. It's going to be different in terms of vests and pants. So with the vests, you are going to need, most of them will be issued with a heavy IBA, but most of the troopers would have the heavy armored vest. Now, don't forget, right? These guys are big, they're bulky, and they're primarily skilled in heavy weapons, such as grenade launchers, shotguns, but they're primarily used for light machine guns. Now, in terms of pants, you are going to want either the tank pants. Let's see if I can find it. There. Yeah, primarily the armored pants. You want the armored pants, and you will need the commando shoes, all of which, of course, are in black. Wait, no, not commando. Still combat boots. Yeah, take the fault for that one. Now, for headwear, they really don't wear much in terms of headwear, but that does not mean they leave themselves defenseless. No, that's not what I am saying. Sorry. What they would actually wear, let's see. There we go. They would wear the tactical ballistic mask. Or the tactical ballistic mask, no headwear, again, no headset. Because anything primarily involving a full face coverage or head coverage, you're stuck with the earpiece. Now in terms of headwear, I would recommend the fingerless Kevlar gloves. The 5.11 Rush 24. Again, all black, and the patch is the same. Okay? But what's not the same, though, is the primary weapon, which, of course, is light machine guns. Now, we really don't use a lot of light machine guns. We primarily stick to about 3 or 4, which are either the Mark 48, the PKP Pecheneg, the M60 Echo 4, or the MG 121. But most of the time, we prefer the use of the PKP Pecheneg, or in-game model the 6P41. And secondary weapon is shotgun, whatever shotgun you want, completely up to you. You can use either the Sega 12, or Sausage 12, I don't know why, the Spas 12, the M4 Super 90, or the AA 12. No, but if you want to go classic, you can go with the model 1887. But of course, in part, I'm in spirit to the Marines, we use the M4 Super 90. Okay, and there you go, you see. Light machine gun on box and some shotgun shells. Again, all of this in part of the Sentinel Heavy Trooper. Now the next one is going to be focused on the act of a sniper, or the Sentinel Marksman. Now the Sentinel Marksman doesn't really rely a whole lot in terms of armor, because again, they're trying to be light, they're trying to be stealthy, and they're trying to be careful. So what are you going to need? Well, you could use either the ghillie strands or the ghillie leaves, but I mainly prefer the strands. So, about black colored, but remember, now just because you have black colored pants, that doesn't mean that the strands are going to change with it. So instead, you're going to need a ghillie suit. Ooh, now you could choose either mossy, woodland, woodsman, strands, or if you're trying to be more compact, well, go for compact. But of course, these are the commandos we're talking about, so they would mainly wear mossy. They would primarily wear mossy. Remember that. Now for face wear, they primarily wear a balaclava. You could choose either a 2-hole balaclava, a 1-hole balaclava, or you could use my preferred, which is the artillery balaclava. Artillery balaclava is a bit more sleek, a bit more fitting, and again, personal preferences. Now for headwear, they really don't wear much in terms of headwear. They really don't. And then, of course, headsets, again, you want earpiece. Now for handwear, since these are snipers, they would wear sniper gloves. Makes sense, don't it? Now in terms of backpack, you want the camelback. You want the camelback backpack because it's low profile and it doesn't create as much noise. And of course, the primary weapon, which means a sniper rifle. Now, in terms of sniper rifles, you could use either the M40A5, the Dragunov, the G28, the L115A3, Mach 14, or the DSR-1. You could use either one of those kind of sniper rifles, but we primarily use the M40A5, the same bolt-action sniper rifle used by the U.S. Marines. Now, if you want, sometimes they would also carry either a shotgun or a submachine gun in case of emergencies. And for handguns, again, M1911. That's our standard issue. And see? All right. So we've already covered 4 of them. The regular commandos, the medics, heavy troopers, the marksmen or snipers. Now the next variant we're going to cover is the Sentinel Elite Commandos. That's right, these are the Elite Commandos, which means it's time for face paint. Now, for face paint, we go with Commando. Because these guys are the elite of the elite. They don't hide their faces. No. When they charge right on in, they go for it. And of course, we have the wind and blocker jacket. Again, it's black. Now, in terms of chest, since now some prefer the heavy armored vest, but some prefer a bit more compact and easy, like the JPC, the Mayflower APC, or the Microflight chest rig. But these guys are elites, and they primarily wear heavy armored vests. The pants, again, it's cargo B, primarily cargo B, but you can choose what you wish. Now, of course, Commander face paint, Elite Commandos, which means commando shoes. And no ghillie suit involved. Now, here's the rub. No face paint, no eyewear, but they do wear a headpiece. You would want the military beret. Now, with the elite, since these are Elite Commandos, you would want either the olive drab, the forest green, or the black color beret. Hey, the black or green color berets, these are the type of commandos that were trained by the U.S. Army Green Berets, the Army Special Forces. But for this particular one, since they're part of Army, we're going with green. Again, earpiece. They do wear sniper gloves, actually. And as for a backpack, you want the Y stripe. You want the Y stripe backpack. Again, black and patches, commando skull. All variants will have, almost all variants will have the commando skull. And these elite commandos are mainly assault specialists. But with this particular one, you can go whichever. You can choose whatever weapon that you want them to fit into. You could go either more of an assault, you could go with a defense with light machine gun, infiltration with sniper, a sapper class, whatever. Hey, whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your boat. But for me, I prefer the G36C. G36C combined with the UMP 45. All right. Now the next variant, it is a little bit confusing, but allow me to explain. Now the Sentinel Elite Navy Commandos. These are the Naval Commandos. Naval Commandos, they will primarily wear either a mauve vest, a tactical vest, or a regular IBA. And these guys are IBA, and since these guys are Navy, you will want either the Cryptic Neptune NWU-1 or the Navy Blue. But these guys are part of the SEALs, so they will be equipped with the NWU-1 pattern. All right. Now, in terms of pants, these guys are actually a little bit different. They would actually wear the Cry Precision Combat Pants. But again, these guys were all black. Commando shoes, no ghillie suits or ghillie pants or anything of that nature. No eyewear, no face wear, but they do wear a different color beret. The Sentinel Elite Naval Commandos would wear a blue military beret. Not a green, not a black, a blue military beret. Of course, with headsets, again, earpiece, but their handwear will be different. The handwear will be different. They would actually wear black-colored Nomex gloves. And of course, white stripe. But to help them define themselves as in connection with the Navy, you can choose anything naval related. But for me, I of course would go with a battleship. Because come on, it's entirely the Navy. And in terms of weapons, again, whatever fits your boat, but they're pretty much basically the same. Now, the next one are my guys, the Sentinel Marines. These guys are hard-nosed guys. They're hard-nosed boys. They don't take crap from nobody. And if they see an objective, they go straight to it. But they don't go into it without a plan. But before we go into there, the Sentinel Elite Naval Commandos are primarily members that have been trained by the U.S. Navy SEALs. And with the Sentinel Marines, well, that one's actually a gimme. U.S. Marine Corps. Now, you don't need anything fancy like the Warrior or anything of that nature. Some prefer armor vest. Others, like myself, prefer the heavy armored vest. We, of course, wear the black, again, cargo beat pants, commando shoes, windblocker jacket, all of it black. The only thing that's different, of course, the gloves, the patch, and the military beret. And of course, you want the red-colored military beret. That's what you want. You want red because it signifies them as Sentinel Marines. Earpiece headset. Now for gloves, you could choose either Oakley gloves, Nomad gloves, but most of them prefer sniper gloves. And in terms of backpacks, again, personal preference. It's up to you. But most of them would wear the Gorilla backpack. Gorilla. Remember that. And of course, black colored. And military, Again, Commando Skull. Okay. Again, same weapons. No need to change on that. Now, I know you all have heard the term silent professionals. These guys, our next variant, the Sentinel Shadows. These guys are the very definition of the term silent professionals. I mean, these guys are all hush hush. How hush hush? Well, let me show you guys. They wear no vest and they wear cargo A pants. Cargo A pants, commando shoes, no ghillie suit. They wear nothing in the eyes, but they do wear a balaclava, mostly an artillery balaclava, which is option number 16 in face wear. They actually don't wear any berets at all. In fact, but they do wear night vision goggles. What kind, per se? Well, they wear the special NVGs. That's what you want. The special night vision goggles. I'm like, well, they're just regular night vision goggles. Well, deceptively in appearance, yes. Deceptively in appearance, they do look like regular goggles. But when you activate them during the nighttime, I'm completely different tint and coloration. If you haven't worn on them or tried them out yet, I recommend that you do. Of course, regular earpiece. Now, these guys wear regular Kevlar gloves. They don't want any trace of them being found out. Of course, they wear the camelback backpack again, but these guys are different. They don't wear the patch. They are still elite commandos. They are still elite commandos. They're still part of the Sentinels, but they don't wear a patch. Reason why? 2 words: plausible deniability. They don't want any piece of information to leak out. And since these guys elite special forces, they would often be using, would most likely be using the FN P90. But no sights, no lasers, no extensions of the barrel, nothing. All they have there is just suppressor. Yes, sir. So submachine guns are their primary weapon. If whatever you want your secondary, whatever you want on your second primary weapon to be, that's solely up to you. But in terms of handguns, they would use the P12, which is the in-game name of the H&K USP 45. Because after all, these are special forces. So there you go. There's the shadows. And now it is time. It's now time to reveal the last 2 variants. I know originally I said that the Sentinel Stormtrooper was the last variant, but I did admit I kind of fibbed a little bit. I lied a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and begin with the process of the Sentinel Stormtroopers. So, now again, wind blocker jacket in black. The vests, however, though, in terms of vests, they would wear the Tactical Tailor MAV vest. That's well, wait, no, 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 not the Tactical Tailor MAV. Skip that part. They would actually wear the Vanguard vests. That's what you want. Again, cargo A, commando shoes. Now, in terms of accessories, here are the accessories you're going to need. For the accessories that you're going to need, you are going to need they would wear the artillery balaclava, but nothing special. And in terms of headwear, they primarily wear a wing nut. Primarily wear the wing nut helmet. For headsets, headset C. Wear Oakley pilot gloves. But as for backpacks, they would wear the Disruptor pack. I'll have to wear the Disruptor backpack, but these guys would also have the patch, Commando Skull. And in terms of weapons, in terms of primary weapons, they are normally seen using assault rifles and shotguns. The common one is the 805 brand A2, and of course a shotgun of your choice, but primarily the Sega 12. Sega 12 and the M1911. All right, there's the Stormtrooper. Now it is time for the last and final true variant. These guys are light, but they are meant and for performing in air assaults. Wait. Gosh. Oh boy. I forgot to show you guys the Sentinel pilots. Alright, so now it's time for the Sentinel pilots. Wind blocker jacket, again, that's in black. But for vests, you want the micro flight chest rig. Because these guys are pilots, they don't carry a lot of ammunition. And they usually don't carry weapons with them either. But they would wear the cargo pants B, again in black, commando shoes. Now in terms of accessories, for face wear, they would wear the halo mask. Let's see if I can't find that. There it is. Wear halo mask in black. In terms of helmets, you want to find. Hold on, let me see. There we go. You want the chopper helmet. Because after all, they're not only helicopter pilots, but some of them are also fighter or pilots. Again, you want the sniper gloves, but in terms of backpacks, you want the camelback. Now these guys are actually a little bit different. Now, if you're making a helicopter pilot, you want the combat helicopters. But if you want these guys to be fighter pilots, you want the fixed wing fighter patch. Now in terms of weapons, they really don't carry a lot of weapons. They really don't. You really don't. But some pilots would actually carry either G36 or an M4 or A1 carbine. All right, so that there is pretty much basically it. That there is all of the variants of the Sentinel Commandos. If you really do like this kind of a thing, give me a thumbs up to see if you liked it. Let me down in the comments below. What do you think about these variants of the Sentinel Commandos? Do you like them? You think they need some improvement? And feel free to take pictures and send me down over on YouTube or on social media and let me know exactly where or what your commandos would look like. I'm really looking forward to seeing to them. With that, guys, I hope you all take care now. Be safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.